What do all of these men have in common? They're leeches. They pick their target and they drain them, whether it's by getting them pregnant or humiliating and embarrassing them in front of everybody. That is what they do. And they get some sort of kick out of it. I didn't even greet you guys. Hello. Hi. Let's get into it. Like, let's take it away. I'm starting to notice a pattern where these men purposely get with women they already know is more famous with them, purposely because they want them to elevate their status. At the same time of wanting their status elevated, they are so excited and can't wait to humble these same women that the only reason we're talking about these men are because of the women they're dating. Keke Palmer, Halle and Daryl, Simone Biles, Cardi B and Offset. I don't even know, I still don't know Keke Palmer's ex-boyfriend's name. And I will not be referring to Simone Biles' husband by his name because that's Mr. Biles to me. So I was like, I need to see what the hell is going on. So I went down the rabbit hole, the Halle and Daryl Dwayne Granberry rabbit hole. And I'm making my comparisons with all of these successful Black women and their abusive partners because I want my sisters to be free. Daryl Dwayne Granberry will not be seeing the pearly gates. He just won't. It's not possible because he's an awful human being. I first wanted to get into the relationship timeline between Halle and Daryl Dwayne Granberry Jr., aka DDG, because I was like, I feel like so much has happened between them and they were not dating for that long. Also, I'm sorry if you can hear noise. People are on my roof. Apologies. So apparently they started dating back in 2022 and then they made their debut at the BET Awards in June 2022. And then shortly after that, they went to the Met Gala together and then they also went to the Avatar 2 premiere. Then shortly after that, in February of 2023, DDG's ex, Ruby Rose, got into the mix of the relationship because she tweeted something about like having your bitch wear my clothes is crazy. And I guess it's because Halle was wearing a shirt that Ruby Rose had worn prior. Okay, whatever. But then DDG had apparently unfollowed Halle and was subbing her and saying like, these girls are all the same, blah, blah, blah. And then he and Ruby Rose were also going back and forth on Twitter. And Ruby Rose exposed his ass and posted screenshots of him in her DMs asking if she's still in LA. And she was like, it's really weird that you only message me when you and her, as in Halle, are arguing. And he was like, you're right, my fault, let me heal. But then went on to say like, oh, no cheating was involved. And I only did it because I was mad at her and I wanted to get back at her. So that's why I did it. Okay. And then throughout that whole thing, like Halle also made a tweet about it and she was like, the devil is working hard, like don't believe the rumors, whatever. And that was the first red flag. Like, first of all, if your boyfriend is mad at you and the first thing he does is go and text his ex, why? Like, why is that the first thing you do as a way to cool down? Like, I was already lost. I already wasn't feeling him from that point, but okay. Then from there, seemingly everything is fine. Seemingly they're back to being a happy couple. So then after this, in March of 2023, this was around the time she started filming stuff for Little Mermaid. She was filming for Little Mermaid. They were doing their press tour. All this stuff was going on, right? And then DDG releases a song called Famous, where he is very explicitly citing how he's insecure and that he shouldn't be with Halle because she's famous and he can't take the pressure. He can't take the fact that she is a bigger star than him. And it hurts his little baby boy feelings that people like her more than they like him. So I'm going to read you some of the lyrics from this song of his. Filming a movie, now you kissing dudes. You know I love you a lot. I don't give a fuck if that shit for promo. I don't want to see this shit no mo. Why is y'all holding hands in the photo? You know I'm insecure. That's a no-no. So this was because at one of the press things that Halle and I think her co-star's name was Jonah. Is that his name? At like some Little Mermaid promo thing, Halle and her co-star Jonah, who plays Prince Eric, they were holding hands and they took a photo of it. So that's what that's in reference to. But wait, there's more. I be so insecure that I be thinking you really be fucking niggas you in movies with, but on the internet, I just be cooling it. But in my head, a nigga really losing it. Gotta be paying good because you keep doing it. I might just tweet something to ruin it. I got a platform. I'm abusing it. This ties into the fact later, he's already saying that when Halle does something that he doesn't like, he's gonna send his little stream Twitch minions on her and make her out to be the bad guy. It's okay. Then he goes on to say, it's a couple things about your job I want to know. When you shoot your movie, do these niggas turn you on? When you leave the set, do y'all still text each other's phone? Just because they filming it don't mean that it ain't wrong. Fall in love, I hate that shit. Knocking me off my grind. I can't fuck with relationships. I ain't even got enough time in the day for me to chase a bitch. I don't even ask for much. I ask you to do the basic shit. Hardest thing I did was fall in love with the famous bitch. First of all, why are you referring to your girlfriend as a bitch to begin with? Second of all, the writing was literally all on the wall. He is actively saying out loud, I'm insecure. I want to sabotage you in your career because I'm insecure. And I know that you have more talent in your pinky than I ever will. And that scares me. And so the only way I can have power over you is by embarrassing and humiliating you. This was all in July of 2023. Shortly after that, the pregnancy rumors began because she was wearing a lot of clothes that was baggy and bigger, clearly covering her stomach. Fast forward January 2024, she reveals that she had Halo. She had her baby. The rumors were true. She was pregnant and she gave birth in December of 2023. Then in April of 2024, her and DDG unfollowed each other on Instagram, and both of them deleted a lot of the pictures that they had of each other together. But a rep at the time claims that things were just hunky-dory with them and nothing was going on. In December, she had her baby, but then January, she posted about having her baby. Then in April, they unfollowed each other and they removed all the photos of them together. And then in October of 2024, that's when Daryl confirmed that he and Halle were no longer together. So now we get into the topic at hand, the thing that sparked this video, the abuse that Halle faced at the hands of this man-child. So the whole reason that she filed for a restraining order and for sole custody of Halo was because apparently there was an incident between her and DDG where DDG came over for visitation or whatever, and she was putting Halo in the backseat in the car, and DDG was agitated, and he told her to get out of my car, bitch. And then he pulled her hair and slammed her face into the steering wheel and chipped her tooth. So that was the catalyst, or that was a huge reason as to why she went ahead and filed for this. But there were other reasons leading up to this. So March of 2025 of this year, Halle had said that DDG had went into her home unannounced. I don't think she was there, and took a photo of her bedroom in her bed, and it was a messy bed, okay, no big deal. And he texted her a picture and was like, oh, I see what you've been on, as if to say she's hooking up with other men, which if she was, okay, you guys aren't together. So what are you doing? So then after that, 4 days later, DDG showed up to her house again, demanding that he see Halo. Well, Halle and Halo were both sick, so she told him that. And so he got really upset and threw a fucking tantrum. So what does he do? He smashes her Ring camera and he steals her phone. Halle claims that as he was driving off, DDG threw her phone out of the car window and said, go get it, bitch. So from there, Halle filed a police report, and she also says that she has a Ring recording of the incident. And so after that incident happened, this was when he was going on live streams talking about, she's not letting me see my son. I haven't seen my son. I've just been trying to see my son in months. They were sick. Like, of course she wants to stay with her son and they want to be at home because they were sick. First of all, how do you have access to her house like this? Who do you think you are where you can steal someone's phone and then throw it like that. The mother of your child, first of all. Like, that behavior is unacceptable for the mother of your child. But then you're going to go online on the internet knowing that your little cronies are going to go try and flood her comment section and be on your side. For whatever reason, I don't even know how people can be on Dwayne, Daryl, whatever his name is. I don't even know how people can be on DDG's side. But you will see that somehow there are people who are on his side. The final straw was when Halle, Halo, and Chloe, her sister, just went on vacation to St. Lucia. And they were having a sister trip. And apparently, DDG was texting Halle and was saying was texting her pictures from social media of claims that she went to St. Lucia with Brent Faiyaz. Mind you, the only thing linking the two to be together on vacation was just that they both happened to be on vacation at the same time, but there's no way to know if he was even in St. Lucia, number one. All he did was post a picture of him with some palm trees in the background, and everyone's like, oh, they must be together. What? Where are you? How was that correlation? So anyways, he texted those pictures of that proof that Halle was on vacation with Brent Faiyaz and was upset, clearly was upset and bothered about the idea of her being on vacation in St. Lucia with Brent Faiyaz. I'll put the texts here, but he basically was like, oh, I see what you're doing and I'm going to do the same, basically. I'm like, you're going to do the same. You've already been with multiple other women, making videos with other women, hanging out with a bunch of other women for clout already. So what are you talking about? So then Halle replied, I'm not with any man out here. I have Halo. Please let me enjoy my Mother's Day in peace. I hope you are okay and feel better soon. This is so sad. This is so sad. Why are you terrorizing the mother of your child while she's trying to enjoy her Mother's Day? And then it's she's still being nice about it. She's saying, I hope you feel better. I don't know how she does it. But so apparently that was the last straw. She went on Instagram and she posted a series of pictures of her trip with her sister and her son. And she clearly stated this was a sister's trip. Me and my sister haven't gone on a trip in a while. So it was lovely to be able to spend time with my sister. The fact that she even has to clarify that is just dumb. The fact that she has to even clarify that is ridiculous, because so what if she was with Brent Faiyaz? Can a mother not be happy? Can a mother not find love again? Can a mother not get with someone who actually treats her right and who doesn't chip her tooth and who doesn't verbally abuse her and who doesn't steal her phone? Is that so wrong? I don't understand what the problem would be if she was with Brent Faiyaz. So it's okay for DDG to bring other women around his son, but Halle can't bring another man around their son. Oh, okay. Those are the circumstances that led to Halle filing a restraining order and asking for custody of their son. And then so far, I'm filming this on May 16th. So far, he hasn't publicly addressed the allegations, but he went on Twitter to say this. I'm chilling, by the way. No worries. I'll be streaming later. I really couldn't care less if he did release a statement, because there's really nothing that he could say that would make me change my opinion about him, because he's a piece of shit and he purposely tries to sick his little minions on Halle. And the only reason that people even know of him and watch his videos is because of Halle. Now they have a baby together. The only reason people watch him and watch his videos is because of Halo. Literally, his whole career is linked to Halle, which is exactly what he wanted, by the way, because now anytime he starts some drama, he gets his name out in the headlines. People are going to tune into his streams so they can hear his side and blah, blah, blah. So it's just sad. So she gets the restraining order. Mind you, the judge granted her this temporary restraining order and temporary custody of Halo because she provided evidence. So none of this is unfounded. I need that to be so abundantly clear. None of this is unfounded. Halle had to ask the judge and the court to approve the restraining order without telling DDG first, because she was afraid that he was either going to act out or try and take their son somewhere. This is so sad. I really struggle to understand how anybody could be defending him in this way. Like, nobody should have to deal with this kind of stuff. I can't even imagine how she is feeling because she's only like a year and some months postpartum. And this is what she has to deal with. And it's probably just the fact, like, I'm stuck. She is unfortunately tied to DDG really for the rest of her life. Some people could say, oh, just 18 years. No, it's really for the rest of her life. They are tied together. This man is 27 acting this way. Okay, so the order requires DDG to stay 100 yards away from Halle, Halo, his school, her vehicle, all the above. And the best part is it also restricts him from using his platform to talk about Halle and Halo. That is something that he has done in the past. Whenever him and Halle were having a disagreement, the first thing he would do is take to the internet and involve all of his little fans and involve all of us in their business because he knew that his fans would go and attack her. So I am so glad that he can't do that. But the problem is that his little homies or whatever are definitely going to be running their mouths about the situation as well because they're all trash. But okay. So now Halle is able to take Halo with her to Italy for 2 months because she is filming a movie. So she's busy being booked and busy. And DDG is doing what exactly besides abusing women? Yeah. So that is everything with Halle and Daryl Dwayne Granberry. But all of this stuff just made me think about the different stories that we've been hearing over the past years of Black women who are far more famous than their partners and end up being abused by these men. And so I just was thinking about the correlation between this. And like I said earlier, I want my sisters to be free. So first we had Keke Palmer and Darius Jackson. I literally had to look this man's name up because I didn't know it. We all know they popped up kind of out of nowhere and then she revealed she was pregnant and then they had the baby. We were all hyped for her. Yay, Keke. We love Keke Palmer, right? But then she had gone out to that Usher concert and he was like, the outfit though, you're a mom, on some hateration. Like, why aren't you tending to your son? Why are you on Twitter? Why are you not tending to your child? Again, it's this whole thing where I guess moms aren't allowed to have fun the second they have a child. Fun is done. No more fun for you. No more concerts, no more vacations, none of that, because you're too busy being a mother. Which I'm like, first of all, what do you do? What's your title? What's your job? Because if Kiki's not out doing her engagements and getting her money up, how is she going to take care of her son? Because I don't see you on LinkedIn. I don't know what you do. But I digress. And then he was like, oh, we live in a country where a man can't want the mother of his child to dress correctly. Da, 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 da. Oh, so you want to be like really traditional in the sense that you don't want the mother of your child doing this, that, and the other, but y'all had a kid out of wedlock. Where's her ring? If you want to be this traditional example of marriage and family, she was not, there's no rock on her finger. So anyways, then it came out later that she had to get a restraining order against him as well. And then we all saw the video of him like literally dragging her across her house. And I'm like, this is crazy to me. This is nuts to me because these women are so accomplished, so beloved by their fans. They have everything going for them. They're so talented and they get with these men and I'm struggling to figure out what even attracts them to these men in the first place. But they get with these men who are just literally preying on their downfall. Like they can't wait to sink their claws into them and just drain them and dim their light. And so after that, the stuff between Keke and Darius kind of died down. I'm pretty sure they are no longer together, but I think they are co-parenting. But that was like, I feel like that's very similar to the situation. Very, very similar. So then we have Cardi B and Offset. Okay, so we all know that Cardi B and Offset have been in a relationship for too damn long. And he has cheated on her countless times. And then finally, after she had her third child with him, she filed for divorce last year, 2024. Then in March 2025 of this year, Cardi B came out and was saying that Offset is stalking and harassing her because rumors were swirling about her dating Stefan Diggs, which turns out she is, which congratulations, good for her. But rumors were swirling about her dating someone new. And for whatever reason, that bothered Offset, because even though he clearly didn't want her, he doesn't want anyone else to want her. Cardi B texted Offset's girlfriend and was letting her know, like, by the way, your man is being a fucking weirdo. And he is begging me to take him back and saying that he's going to take his own life and take mine. What? Also, I don't know how Cardi B says this like so nonchalantly. Like, this is serious. He literally just threatened murder-suicide. I don't know. I'm assuming she was just calling his bluff on that and is like, no fucking way you're going to do that. But it's just like, what's wrong with you mentally to ever say something like that to another person? To the mother of your 3 children? Why would you say that? Why would you ever threaten to kill yourself and kill her and then leave your 3 kids with her? Mind you, he has a plethora of kids elsewhere without their mom and without a dad. That's very bizarre behavior. That's not normal behavior, I would say. Then Cardi B also said that Offset was texting Stefan Diggs videos of Cardi B and Offset having sex. What? Again, you've shown Cardi B time and time and time again by cheating on her relentlessly that you don't want her. The second she moves on, you're trying to sabotage your whole relationship. Then she said every time that Offset goes out of town, he starts to harass her and sends her voice notes and harasses her and tries to lower her self-esteem. Which, okay, I'm gonna get to it, but that's literally like a common thread, is like all of these grown-ass men are literally trying to turn these women's self-esteem into the effing ground. Like, and they get off on that. They get off on bringing their partners, these people they're supposed to love, down, which is insane. And then we have Simone Biles and Mr. Biles, because I'm still not saying that man's name. I'm sorry. I'm not saying his name. So Simone Biles, again, we all know what happened with Simone Biles. Oh, he was on his little podcast. Take away podcast mics. Ban it. I've had enough. We don't need any more podcasts. He was on some podcast talking about how he and Simone met on Raya, and she was the one who was pursuing him off of Raya. And when he saw her, when he first started talking to her, he had no idea who she was. You're a liar. You are an athlete and you don't know who Simone Biles is? Okay. Then goes on to further embarrass her by saying how she was the one who was driving to go see him and go visit him and plan dates and stuff. And said that he's the prize of the relationship. And, I did feel bad a little for Simone because she gets so much flack for it, but it's just like, the person that you love is supposed to uplift you. He said those things knowing people were going to have that reaction. And he didn't care. He wanted to cause drama and try and dampen your shine, because everybody knows you are the star in that relationship. Nobody gives an F about Mr. Biles. We're all here for Simone. We're all rooting for Simone. She didn't take too kindly to us talking about her man, but hey, when your man goes on a podcast on a public platform, knowing that millions of people are going to watch it, I'm sorry, you open yourself up to that scrutiny, which, again, he went on that podcast knowing that was going to happen, but her trying to defend him, I don't know, like, that was his choice. His actions are what led to this. So you're mad at the wrong people. You should be mad at your husband. It is just so sad and so disheartening to see these beautiful, talented Black women get treated this way in the public eye. I feel like a lot of people think that this is okay because it's happening to Black women, when it's not, obviously. But I feel like that, like, this is becoming, like, there's too many patterns here where these successful, talented, gorgeous, rich, wealthy Black women are being brought down by these horrible, abusive men who are just there trying to profit off of them. And then they get their little feelings hurt because they're never going to be the star that their partner is. And we could blame it on patriarchy, because 9 times out of 10, it does boil down to patriarchy. These men feel insecure about the fact that their partner is more famous than them and make more money than them, because patriarchy, the man is supposed to be the head of the relationship. The man is supposed to be the star. The man is supposed to be the main character, whatever you want to say, of the relationship. And that's not them. So they're like, okay, instead of getting with someone else who, I don't know, instead of getting with someone else who I guess would make them feel better about themselves, they choose to purposely seek out women who are more successful than them, because that's where they feel like they get their power. They feel like they get their power in bringing these women down. They're like, I can't get the power of the relationship because the public love them more than they love me. But what I can do is I can sabotage your career. I can embarrass and humiliate her. I can give her a baby and then she's stuck with me for the rest of her life. I can do those things. Those are things I have control over. I feel so sad for Halle, because of course we don't actually know these people, of course. But she just seems like such a sweetheart, and it's just sad that this is what she has to deal with. And everybody is so quick to say, well, why would you have a baby with him if you knew? And sometimes the abuse doesn't start until after the baby comes. Sometimes the abuse escalates. If you're young and you're in love, you're not going to see those signs in the beginning. You're going to easily brush those off like, oh, that's a little, yeah, but I can live with it. And then before you know it, you're in it. You're in it and it's normal to you, because they are breaking your self-esteem down to the point where you think this is as good as it's going to get for you. You think this is what I deserve. Nobody's going to want me. I have a kid now with Cardi B. I have 3 kids now. Nobody's going to want me. I'm a single mom to 3 kids. Halle has a kid now. Nobody's going to want me. I'm a single mom with 1 kid. They tell these women this as a way to keep their self-esteem at the bottom of the floor so that they can continue to have power over them and abuse them. Again, like I said, I don't think it's a coincidence that it keeps happening to Black women who are in the public eye, because Black women are disrespected all the time and we're fucking everyone's fucking punching bag. But then I also wanted to read some of the absolute insane comments that I was reading about the whole situation. And I literally went directly to the shade room, because the only people who are defending DDG follow the shade room. If you know, you know. Don't let that innocent girl's personality fool y'all into letting a good dad lose his rights in his child's life. SMH. I can understand supervised visits, but I felt like she's reaching keeping that man's son from him. She's ruining that man's life. And then I went to her comments, and someone said, don't act like you're innocent in all of this. That baby needs his dad. You're such an L human being. Like, for real. Why are you lying on DDG's name? And then my personal favorite that ties into the thing about how Black women are literally blamed for everything. She showed the judge pictures of her bruises. And yet someone said, SMH, y'all better learn from DDG. Black women ain't right. Imagine how tired we are of it. I think there's layers to this. It's the fact that Halle is a Black woman, and the fact that DDG is a Black man, because, oh, y'all are just trying to take down Black men and you don't want to see Black men shine. Bitter baby mama. No, you're a bitter baby daddy. All of these men, except for Mr. Biles because they don't have kids yet, are bitter baby daddies. So there's the layer that she's a Black woman. Then there's just the stigma against mothers that, again, like, mothers aren't allowed to do the same thing that dads can do. Famous moms can't get away with being called the bad mother. And DDG knows that. That's why he tries to make her out to be a bad mother. But men can be the worst father imaginable. They cannot even talk to their kids or see their kids, and they can still have a perfectly fine, healthy, successful career with tons of fans. Because that's just normal. There's a double standard between moms and dads. Moms are just expected to be superhero, take care of everything, and then dads can just fuck off and do whatever, and nobody really cares. Have any of you tried being a mom? Because it looks very hard. I'm not a mom. I'm looking on the outside in. And I can tell that it's a very hard job. And it's even harder when you're trying to protect your son when your baby daddy is verbally and physically abusive to you. Anybody in Halle's situation would also be getting a restraining order and trying to get legal custody of their child. Point blank period, debate with your mother. If you say otherwise, you're lying. If you say otherwise, you're lying. So I just don't even understand how people are defending him. anyone who is defending him, I think it's because you're an abuser yourself or you're an idiot. Or both. Probably both, but yeah. There's absolutely no reason to defend this man. Even though these are DDG's actions, somehow it still falls on Halle for having the child with him. As if people can't make mistakes. As if he could have presented himself as someone totally different when they were dating and when they met. Because, you know, that happens a lot of time. People present themselves as your knight in shining armor when you first meet. And then it's only once they feel like they've got you locked down when their true colors start to show. His true colors probably didn't start to show until she got pregnant. Then he was like, I've got her now. I can say and do whatever I want to do now. And now here we are. The blame needs to be on DDG. Period. That's it. I hope that Halle enjoys Italy with her son for the next 2 months. I hope that she's okay. I hope that, you know, she has family and friends who are there for her right now, because this is literally insane. I just hope that more Black women become aware of their worth, and that no man or no person, period, should ever be trying to bring you down or dim your shine, especially if they claim to love you. Yeah, this was really crazy. This was really sad. But again, like I said, I am hoping for the best for Halle and Halo. And I'm going to sign off. Jesus Christ. Thanks. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. Please, I want to know what you think about this whole situation. Unless you're on his side, I don't care. I only care to hear about it if you're in agreement that this is awful and you feel for her, and that you're also noticing a pattern between high profile Black female celebrities and abusive men preying on them. All right, that's it. That's all I've got. Bye. See you next time.